Welcome everyone! Walmart has done it again. They have unbeatable prices on perennials like these hostas, vincas, veggies and herbs, indoor plants, and so much more. My name is Marlene. Let's go ahead and see what they have over there. So let's start off with our vinca at first. These are annuals and these are flats that they have for them over here, along with these marigolds that are on the left. And this is a plant that you will definitely want to have in your garden, especially if you're growing, lots of veggies and so on. It's a great companion plant, looks good and helps to fight, lots of pests and diseases. And those are pretty large sizes. So the plants are reasonably established. $3.47 is what they were going for. And they had, like different colors. Over here, this is called the moss rose or portulaca. This is an extremely drought tolerant plant. It's very, very low maintenance. Once this plant has been established, you water it once per week, and that's all you need to do. It just needs to be in well-drained soil. And, it's great for hanging baskets. It's great for large containers. And in this video I did last year, I talked a lot about that. So what I'll do is I'll link it in the description box in case you wanted to get more information about this easy flower. Over here on this section right here, they had these beautiful perennials. You can see these right here. These are dianthus, and it was for $8.97, which is a very good price based on the size that they are, because they are going to come back year after year. Dianthus is in the family of carnations, and they're so gorgeous. There was some lavender there too, and below they had those sun patience. Over here they have these beautiful dahlias, and these are becoming so popular in recent times. The colors are beautiful. They are perennials. In my growing zone 8, sometimes you can leave them out and they'll come back the next year if you just cover them with a thick layer of mulch. Or you can take up the tubers and you can, store them indoors in something like sawdust or peat moss if you use that. And then just, hydrate them in the spring and plant them again. So, it's definitely worth the money, guys. And so many beautiful colors and options for this wonderful plant. So definitely worth trying. And then over here, there's another one here. This one is more like an ombre effect. And you can see how much it's going for. $9.97. This one's a little bit larger. And also it's a little bit more fancy style that it has. So it's going to be a little bit more, if it's larger, it's going to cost you more. So over here, these are some of the hostas right here. And this one is already blooming, quite often, you have to wait a little bit to get flowers on them. But this one is blooming right now. And it's a hummingbird magnet. Once they open up, they love shade. So if you have shady areas that are kind of hard sometimes to get plants or that bloom, this is a very good one to put there. And you can see they have like different types. And the smaller ones, they always go so fast. These ones were almost finished. And this one is really, really nice. See how much it's going for there, guys? That's a really, really good price, because this is going to maybe be like 4 or 5 times its size in about 3 years or so. And of course, you can divide it. And then this one over here, this always reminds me of when I was a little girl growing up, because that's the first type of hosta that I ever saw. But the tips were a little bit more rounded. And over here, they had some sunflowers. And these always make such a bold statement in the garden. They're great for pollinators and all of that. And you can see, just how colorful it looks. And it's going to bloom all summer long right over into the fall. And you can always collect the seed heads and you can, decide what you want to do with those. If you want to plant them again or, use it in different ways. This one here reminds me of a little almost like a yellow bumblebee. And these are some caladiums right here. Another one too that can be a perennial, because the tubers will come back if it's warm enough in your area. For me, they will cover it with mulch. Or again, you can do the same thing as you would do with the dahlias, where you would just go in and, protect them indoors, the tubers. And these are heuchera, also called coral bells. You can see how gorgeous the colors of the leaves are. It does produce some foamy looking flowers, but honestly, the leaves are the main attraction on this plant. And it's very cold hardy too, and it's going to keep coming back. So let's take a look at some more perennials, guys. You're seeing foxglove on the left, and on the right there is phlox. Also another perennial here, and this, it gets really tall. And it comes back year after year and it gets larger. So it's definitely going to be paying for itself very quickly. This one, my neighbor had these and I saw them. I'm not sure if they're long-lived perennials, but nevertheless, they should come back at least, twice for you. Over here, they had these beautiful hydrangeas. This color looks so unusual. I don't think I've ever seen this color before, but I thought it was just so, so gorgeous. Just look at it, guys. Beautiful and so many blooms. And these were going for $24 and change. This one's a little bit larger, so it costed a little bit more, but you can see there are lots more blooms on here, and it's a slightly different variety, even though they're all mop heads that we're looking at, you know, the mop head big leaf hydrangeas, these ones here. And this one over here is $24.97 is what I had meant to say earlier, and you can see that they have different colors here. And bear in mind that if they're not in containers, whatever the soil pH is, that's going to determine the color, unless they're bred to be white or something like that. Mine are usually blue because the soil in my area is acidic. Over here they have some lavender, and those always smell so nice and so many good properties, and those, you know, they're perennials. So are these salvia, they say right here. They look a little bit tender to me, but you know, you can always check to see based on your zone if they will come back for you, but hummingbirds love them. Speaking of love, I just absolutely love this coleus right here, also called Joseph's coat. And you know, they grow pretty tall, maybe sometimes up to about 2.5 feet tall, and they really fluff out in your garden over the spring and summer. And honestly, to me, I think they look the best in the early fall when they're almost about to go down. You can start them smaller like these, right? You can see all the different selections. Sometimes I feel like these don't even need to be with any other flowers because they're so colorful, you know. Over here now they have celosia. So if you like that nice little poofy, you know, top that they have, this would be, you know, a selection for you, and it has those nice warm colors. This one is a larger one. This one is called Dragon's Mouth, and I'm sure you can see why it's big and fluffy, and you know, those bright colors. I don't know if these ones self-seed. I had some one year different variety, and other little ones came up which I didn't like that, so it just depends. And over here we have petunias. And these are heavy feeders, so when you get them, make sure that you're going to be, you know, feeding them with your, you know, the fast release fertilizer. Maybe I'd say every other week, you know, during the growing season. And some people say you need to put BT on them to keep pests away. So, you know, it just depends. And over here, these are some beautiful polka dot plants. I love them. I think I may do a future video on polka dot plants because I've had success with them before. Another plant grown for its foliage here would be this purple heart right here, as well as this cordyline. And this would be a thriller in the center of your container because it goes tall and it pulls your eye in. Tropical, of course, so it's not going to be a perennial. It's not going to come back unless you're in one of those warmer climates. Here's another one again, too, grown for its leaves. Tradescantia, some people call it a zebra plant. Typically, we see them though in purple and white, so it was very unusual for me to see this one that was green and white. Now let's take a look at their hanging baskets. Isn't this gorgeous, guys? We have verbena over here, and those look like calibrachoa in there as well. And it's just so gorgeous. And you know, those can come back for you as short-lived perennials, maybe like another 2 or 3 years. The verbena and the calibrachoa, you know, they will come back for you. And the calibrachoa, they grow so long. My sister had some there, maybe like about 3 feet flowing over. And there are some more of them right here. They are a little bit smaller than the petunias. So that's how you can kind of tell the difference, which one is which. Because there are petunias in there as well too, it looks like to me. But just very gorgeous. You know, they do all the hard work for you. You just hang it up and keep it watered and fed. And isn't this beautiful? This has 3 different types of flowers in here. It has the euphorbia, which is the white one there, little small petals. It has impatiens, which is one of the double ones, and it also has a polka dot plant in there as well too. So here they're showing you how you can put them together, and of course you're going to get more fluffy, you know, as the season goes along. So it's going to be really beautiful in there. So I think that's a really good combination that they chose right there. They have similar watering needs and feeding needs as well, and light. Over here, these are some begonias. These are the tuberous begonias, which are a little different than the wax begonias that we see a lot more often. And I'm thinking of doing another begonia video some point in the near future. Carolina, if you're watching this, I hope that you'll watch it when I do put it out. So maybe you'll, you know, see, you know, all the different types of begonias and why we love them so much. These are some like shade-loving pots that they put together. Over here, they have creeping jenny, which is a flowing one right there. And over here, these are some clematis. So if you have, you know, you want to use up a smaller space and pull people's eye up, you know, vertically, that's a good one. And it's a perennial, as are these roses down here. These are some little miniature types. Over here, these are some kalanchoe, and this is a great plant for beginners because it likes part sun. Some people say full sun. I prefer part sun for them, or even inside, and they don't take a lot of water. You water them and you don't have to do it for another few days. That's some sun patience right there. These, on the other hand, they love sun, or sometimes a little bit of part shade is fine for them too. And this one here is a nice one to fluff out your garden. Now let's take a look at our veggies and our herbs. They had some tomatoes over here, and I like beefsteak tomatoes. And of course, if you get the larger containers, they're gonna come up faster for you, but you will have to pay more. This also has a little built-in cage in there as well too, so it makes sense. Speaking of cages, these are some that they have over here. These are going for $4.97. I like the green one. You can also get the other one that's not colored as well. And of course, they have potting soil and mulch and all of that there as well too. Similar is true for the peppers. If you get the larger ones, you will have to pay more for them. Smaller ones, going to take a little bit longer to come up, but you'll save money that way. And I'm going to get some of those strawberries, I think, today. We also had the herbs over here like mint. Remember that mint can spread a lot, so it's best to have it in a container. And then right here they have sage, and one of my favorites, basil. It's just so delicious and so useful. Over here they have rosemary, another favorite of mine. Has so many uses as well. It smells so good. I just wanted to pause for a moment to invite you to subscribe to our channel if you've never done so before. My husband and I, we do lots of gardening topics. We go over garden DIYs. We show you what's at the garden centers. We go over mistakes that we have made and learned from, and others as well too, so you can have a more pleasant gardening experience. And if you haven't heard from us in a while, just stop on by because we do videos every week. These are citronella right here. I'm told that they keep mosquitoes away. Some say they do, some they don't. I've never tried them myself. What I will tell you is that I have used rosemary on my hands, back of my neck, and when I'm out gardening, they don't bother me at all. In this video that I did fairly recently, I will put the link in the description box. You can check it out to see how I got it to be from how it was on the right to how big it became, in the center there in a 5-year time frame. And these over here, these are some Rex Begonias. Very, very nice. Let me get some Rex Begonias today. We'll see how that goes. So we're now on the inside, and these are some beautiful plants. These look like they're rubber plants, I think. They're variegated. They're gorgeous. Tamara, if you're watching, let me know if they are or not, because I tried everywhere to find the name and I couldn't. Over here, these are some beautiful moth orchids, and these are always a favorite. These are one of the more lower maintenance ones, so it's a good one to start with, and they'll bloom for you with time and patience. These are some pretty bonsai type plants over here. What I will say is that if you have you're more minimalist or more modern in your decor inside, these are great. Just make sure you don't have water sitting in them, because they can harbor gnats. So make sure they dry out before between waterings. And these over here, these are some bromeliads. Very, very low maintenance. I just need to find a good spot with a reasonable amount of light coming over, no harsh sunlight, and they'll be good for you. And then over here we have seeds. Seeds are still available, so it's not too late to get some seeds, get them going. And we still have quite a few more months, depending on when you're watching this video, of course, we can get those down. And they also had some marked down. Of course, the nicer ones were gone that, people prefer, but there's still a few good ones here and there that you can still come and pick up, while stocks last in there. And this is not sponsored, by the way, guys. I'm just giving you information, based on what they have out there, so you can, have some, details on that. So this is what we got here. I got my strawberry and a couple of these. A couple of these will be like little tokens. And I just wanted to say, that we appreciate so much you, our channel members. We see you, we appreciate you. It means a lot to us. And also those of you who share our videos out with those that love gardening as well. And I hope this gave a lot of great information. So if this was your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing and just following along with us, along on our garden journey. It's such a wonderful hobby, and, we just absolutely love doing it. So thank you so much for watching. Happy gardening, and I do hope to see you in the next one. Take care.